Monday night. How y'all doing? I don't know if anybody's here yet or not. I just got started, so I know a couple of you said you may not make it, and a couple of you said you would, but it's spring in Iowa. The birds are out there singing, but it's gloomy and it's dark, and not much going on. Hey, Casey, how you doing? It's that time of year for the wet, dreary season. That's cold. Dragon butt today. It's just not myself. I don't know what the heck was wrong today. It just I guess I sat around and just waited for the live show. I didn't even video anything. I haven't done anything. I've just picked up some more stuff, hey Matt, how you doing? Was killing time today, taking it easy, I guess. I got up this morning, I hurt so freaking bad again. I don't know what was up with that. Just been dragging butt. I watched a little bit of the race too. And yeah, Matt, you got to get calmed down. Hey, Mike. So far it's working. Hopefully you can find some good trains out there. Oh. Been messing with some stuff, and this is why you don't take parts out of the box and not hone the wrist pin area. I literally had to put this in, put that in, and use a hammer to drive that thing out. And yeah. Oh, you got the ride today? That's good. You want in here? It's too cold and dreary and wet. It's let's see. It is. Oh, we're at 38 yet. I go and catch another train. Cool, Mike. That's good. Now we've been cloudy all day and not much going on. But I've got one motor sitting behind me. Well, I guess I shouldn't take that back. I did do something. That motor there, I painted the motor in the stand. That stand hadn't been painted yet. So I painted that one up too. Yeah, I know this weather, it can... Hey, Kurt, how you doing? This weather, it's for the birds. The robins are here, and I think they're getting confused. Why do we come back to this stuff? The geese are even flying north already, so it needs to straighten out. I need my outdoor shop part going again. I need a haircut, too. I'm waiting for the... Yeah. We need to get Mother Nature on Prozac or something. That's right, Mike. I don't know if Mama Bear will join us tonight or not. She had a long weekend, and one of the employees overslept and didn't get there on time, so Mama Bear ended up working longer than what she was supposed to, and yeah, fun. But, I don't know, depending on how next weekend goes, might be able to get Mama Bear out here in the shop. Get her started around the 327. After adding that shelf back there, that's made a big difference. I can actually walk into the office and not bang my legs and get around out here in the shop and start fitting parts, and so far I'm happy with that 6-inch 350. Hey, Joseph. '70s. I'd definitely take that. It's time for it to warm up and get nice and stay nice. I know the other day when we had our power outage here, though, if it would have been about 50 degrees warmer, I would have been worried because those clouds look pretty freaky. Thank God it was only cold. Yeah, so far, Mike, it's probably going to be you. All I know is I got literally a pickup load of trash. It's amazing how much trash from parts. Except for those 2 boxes there, I got to go through those. But yeah, I got that. Hey, that's a good idea, Don. Well, we were talking. She goes, you know, when we Sarah ran well. It's at 4. Were you buying the Dormans? Mom Vera was talking about that the other night. She goes, you know, you're going to have to edit probably so much out of the video. I said, nah. If you get too ornery, I says, we'll just make it an adult-rated one. I found a couple of them for $25, but yeah, they're about $35 for those gaskets. But boy, they're nice. They seal up. They don't leak, and they're reusable if you're careful. That's what's going to go in the 6-inch motor, and this 350 over here, the late model. Well, what I'm calling late model. It could be a Vortec block, or it might be the 88 to 95 block. I don't know. I haven't looked at the date code that close on that one. But I got that block all painted up today. Yeah, Dorman used to be the thing, but not no more, it don't seem like. Well, I'm glad you got the Sierra running like it's supposed to again. That took you a while. That just goes with my philosophy. I say it's man-made, it can and will fail. Now, I had a treat yesterday. My neighbor come up from down the road and he helped me test fit the... He kind of thought that was cool on how a floating pin setup worked, and that I could put the pistons on myself right here in the shop, and he thought that was nice. Oh, okay. Matt, you better start checking that thing. Your bike's a alcoholic. Oh, AutoZone parts. Ah, yeah. No, but I had a person call me about a Ford pickup that they just took the tranny out in, and here's the kicker. He wants to take the tranny out and bring it to me, and I don't think there's anything left to rebuild as bad as he burned it out. Get this. He's like, well, I want to reuse my fluid in the new transmission. I said, if you, the last comment I made to him, I said, if you're going to reuse the fluid in that transmission, don't even bother pulling it. He's like, well, that stuff was expensive when I changed the fluid in the filter. Yeah, but, yeah, the guy wanted to put the old fluid in the new transmission because it cost him too much. I'm like, don't even, don't even bother bringing it to me if you're going to do that. So, yeah. Matt, you got a hole in that gas tank? It seems like you go through a lot of gas. No, yeah, I said you've got metal filings and everything. Hey, Super Mario, how you doing? So yeah, I think he finally understood if he's going to do that, I ain't going to touch it. So. Well, that's a different story. Yeah, you probably could get away with that with the rack opinion, but not. Yeah. You're gonna have to start filling her up, Matt. I see Carolina Man Jr. went live. Hey, Jason, I'm doing better. Unfortunately, I'm waking up late in the day to get going, and who texted me? Oh, okay. Oh wow, that's cool, Matt. Thanks. I'm kind of doing better than what I was. I was, I don't know. I just couldn't get going today. I don't like days like that. Uh, Carolina Junior's live right now. Hey, Matthew, how you doing? Yeah, I wanted to do so much out here, and then I ended up sitting in the recliner watching the race. And then like, I took and cleaned up around the big block. I got stuff put away around the big block. I think I'm gonna. I don't know. I was watching the race, and then I got on the computer because a buddy got a hold of me, and I come out, and the next thing I know, the TV show was on. So I don't even know who won. I missed it. Yeah. The other thing I did, like I said earlier, I painted the one piece rear seal of mine. You were. Ugh. Your blood sugar was low at 300. No, that's high, buddy. That was high. Yeah, I had somebody kind of warn me about this stuff I'm taking now, this Nataboom or whatever. Uh, got you trained, did you, Mike? Cool. Uh, I don't know. I got up, I hurt today, and then I just tired. So I don't know. Cloudy day don't help nothing. It don't help me. Oh, okay, gotcha, Joseph. Yeah. Well, my doctor told me I need to start taking more insulin. He wants me to take 100 units 3 times a day. Oh, that's cool, Dan. Don. Jeez. See, I can't even talk straight tonight. Don, that's cool. Hey, I said Carolina Man Junior is live, and I lost my guys. I went from having about 9 down to 4 or 5. Oh well. Probably going over to check out his Mustang he picked up. I haven't. I watched a couple of videos on that. So, and the furnace finally shuts off. Yay! That's the one nice thing. That is the first time it's turned on today that I know of while I've been here. Well, right now Walmart. Unfortunately, it's Walmart. I'm using the 7030, and it's $25 a vial. So, oh, that's cool, Don. It's neat to have come across people that's got little stories like that. It just proves how much of a small world it is, and people are real. It's cool to know. Yeah, I'm messing with my ratchet here. Yeah, I don't have any claim to fame stuff. I grew up in the wrong neighborhood, wrong area. Out here in the middle of the cornfield, we don't get much like that. Nope. We getting lined up to do Mama Bears. And I can't believe this one motor here, all the soft plugs were drove in the block and left. It's been interesting. It's amazing what you can find. I've got a broken off spark plug in one head over there. I'm still trying to figure out. Old Burt Reynolds, yeah. Is he even alive anymore? I know he was looking pretty bad shape the last time I seen him in anything. He was walking with a cane. I can't remember what show it was. They took one of the Trans Ams over. They have him sign it. But, yeah, it's very. Yes, Jason, you can do it. And what I've done is I find a drill bit to fit the dowel pin hole in the head for the alignment when you like your alignment pins on the block. You use that alignment hole in the head with a drill bit that fits, and you set your gasket over there, the 400 gasket. Then mark where those 6 holes go, and then very carefully drill straight in. Use a good bit, but you can do it. Welcome back, Mark. I've drilled a lot of steam holes, and if you were running circle track, you kind of get away without it. But I had issues, so I always drilled my holes in the heads, and the 400s lasted a lot longer then. Well, I was trying to get Mama Bear to come out tonight, but I know she was pretty tired. Hope we got something right over the. Oh, great! That's right inside. That's not. Huh? That's interesting. How the heck did that get in there? Oh, maybe it's not. It might be the light reflection. Thought there was something in the lens there. Right, they just go straight in. If I want to bury them, yeah, you just go straight down in, 90 degrees to the surface. I got a set back there that got cracks, but they could have showed, but yeah, straight in. If you could jig it up in your drill press and keep the head flat and level, right down in. Ah, that's okay, Mike. Hey, we're back up to 9. Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing? Uh, it gets to be warmer out. Yeah. Yeah. Don, the stuff I've working in the junkyard and the stuff we've crushed and the stuff we've destroyed, I'd like to go back in a time machine and grab all that stuff and stashed it. It'd be a nice retirement fund now. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Who won the race, Joe? I missed it. Oh, hopefully they stick one of the other guys that have been giving you a bunch of grief there with that one, Mike. Oh, the car in first place won. Oh, you got to be in front. I thought it was the last place car that won. Wonder how many years it would take those guys to complete a race if they found out about 10 laps from the end that the last place car is the winner. Wonder how many of them hit the brakes. Oh, I know. So, yep. Finally, getting things lined up, and I got a block up getting it sleeved so we can get that one built. Truex Jr., okay. That's another thing I'm getting tired of. Doc gets me feeling good for a couple of days, and then the next thing it goes to heck. There's 3 choices for head gaskets. Oh, if it's welded, what motor are you working on? Is it a 350 or what are you working on there, bud? And how, are you going to a 7-quart pan or what do you? Also, what? How many quart oil are you going to have? Okay, 388 Chevy. Okay, they welded it. 7-quart. Oof. I set mine all up to where they're a half inch off the bottom. Um, did that 7-quart pan come with its own oil pump? Sometimes they sell them as a match set. If they sold it with a match set, I'd just go ahead and change the oil pump out. Um, I'm afraid if you start bending that, since that cast iron has been welded, it could pop. As you're welding two disliked metals, it holds it, but not real. Yeah, if it comes with its own oil pump, I just switch it out, bud. And if that's one of those offset 7-quarts, are you building this for the street or a race car? If it's actually going on a race car and going circle track, and you probably better put the correct pickup tube. Otherwise, that one that you got now could be out of the oil. Because with those 7 street, okay. Oh, you're doing the S10, right? I remember who you are now, I think. If I'm correct, you got an S10 you're putting it in, right? My head's gotten better since I quit taking the one med that he put me on 2 weeks ago. And he felt bad about that. He said, well, that was a side effect. I'm like, okay. Oh, the Dakota. Dakota, okay. But if it's going to be an inch deeper, yeah, I'd probably would change out the oil pump. I mean, for what they cost, you hate to put it together and have a problem over a $30 item. A $30 item could cost you a few grand in the end. Oh yeah, Mike. Unfortunately, my headaches and stiff neck have gone away, which is a good thing. At the same time, kind of a nerve wracking thing because doc said if that one medicine they put me on took it away, that means the arthritis is getting in my neck, and I'm too young to be that stiff. The knees today have just had a. Yeah. That was me, Mike. I had a couple of. Hey, why not? Everybody else puts the LS and everything. So, hey, I'd be a little sleeper dodge. That's right, Mike. We're way too. You're even younger than me, and we're way too young. Now, Joe, he's older than dirt, so he could feel like this. uh, no. Oh, somebody asked me earlier, and I got visuals out for him. I've got a. Here's a standard 350. Hey, Busy Bee, how you doing? Everybody's wondering what you had to do the 6-inch rod. Well, if you take a normal 350 piston with the wrist pin height and put it on that 6-inch rod, there's the difference in height that your piston will come out of the hole. in order to do the 6-inch, the wrist pin's moved up in the piston. So there, for you guys wondering about what happens with the 6-inch, there's a. Ugh. You went and caught the flu, did you, Busy Bee? I hope not. Yeah, she'll be the. Hopefully, I can get some more parts and not only have her do the 327. I'm thinking about her having doing the long rod 406 too. I got some parts to finish up that one block that I got a few. Her and I went 3 weeks now, Billy. Wow, bud, you really got it. Well, keep you in the prayers that you get feeling better soon. It's no fun feeling like crud. So yeah, I'm kind of anxious to hear that 327 fire up. Get that going. And then I want to get the small journal stuff for the small journal motors and get those together. Okay, what you got for questions there, Busy Bee? Yeah, I know. Hey, Mr. Ken, how you doing, buddy? I'm alive and kicking, dragging a little butt today, but I guess I've been going pretty hard because if you've been watching the videos, the shop has been totally reorganized, and most everything you see is all mine anyway. So, when I was having yes, I have built a 302 Chevy Don, and Joe knows that one too, and I kicked myself in the butt for getting rid of it. Actually, I had two TZ302s go through my hands before I figured out what they were, and then when I finally built a 302 Chevy, I should have kept it, but all this come along. We needed money, so a lot of my stuff I had back then, I sold. Yes, that shelf, my buddy that helped me with the shelf and that and organizing stuff. Really, bud? Holy moly. Wow. That's a cool piece to have. I was going to use my 283 crank in one of these late model blocks and do the spacer bearings and make a roller 302 Chevy out of a late model with a tune port injection on it. I don't know. But I learned one thing. I used the 5.3 LS motor to set the bottom shelf on that rack. And I found out the LS motor, the bare block, is that much shorter than the old school 350 stuff and 400s. We couldn't set the blocks up on end. We had to lay them on the lifter valley ends and slide them under there. So the next shelf I get, I got to set her up an inch more than heck. We figured out we could have probably squeezed 6 or 7 blocks under that shelf, which really frees up a lot of floor space. So, yes, it's for me, the way I've been stumbling around lately, and I told Doc too, I kind of been stumbling around, feeling like I'm going to fall over. But this week it's not been as bad as last week. He thinks that was medication related, so hopefully he's right. But, yep, and then hopefully if I don't forget leaving town tomorrow, I think I gotta watch the grandkids for a few minutes. The kids are getting the Tahoe lined up tomorrow, getting the front end lined. Last summer, fall, we rebuilt the front end on the Tahoe for them because they were buying it for me at the time, and then they didn't get it paid for until now. Yes. There's people that argue that there was never a 327 4-bolt. And yes, there was. Very few and far between, like you said. Well, this 320. I've built 4-bolt main 327 before, and it's just one of those things. There's been a lot of things that was made by GM that didn't get out, and a few that did. But yes, there was a 327 4-bolt, and those little 283s were a pretty good runner too. I see some late models are running the 283 cranks, or not late models, modifieds, are making motors out of these 283s and having some buzzers. But I don't know why it is. I shut the TV off tonight so I wouldn't stare at the TV, and tonight I'm sitting here playing with this stupid Ratchet. Oh, this is where I need Mama Bear out here. She could. I kind of thought about fitting the crank tonight, but in that late model block, checking the clearances, but I don't know, just having one of those days. Oh, must have had a leg, got the same messages. So otherwise, yep. Like this week I am going to work on this 454. He got me the water pump, the rocker arms, and push rods for it so I can actually go through and finally get the valve train set. Still need a flywheel and the long water pumps. The 3-second motor, yeah. Yeah. Nope, this week, yeah, picked up a new grease gun so we can get in the tight places. And Buddy was with me, and he says, hey, look at these pry bars. They got the metal ends where you can beat on them. I'm like, yeah. $20. Got 3 of them. Got those. Otherwise, yeah, once it gets warmed up and dried out outside, we got a bunch of welding projects to do. And I want to get some concrete poured around here and continue to keep growing. Oh, my one buddy, he says, hey, you need to put one of those trolley systems in over the shop so if something happens that you do go down and you can't get up and walk, so that way you can trolley yourself around and still do your stuff and just hang around in the shop. I'm like, yeah, that'd be interesting now, wouldn't it? But there's some. I have to admit, some days I wonder what I'm doing is what I should be doing, but I ain't got anything else to do, so I'm going to continue doing it until I can't move. And want to get back to the rec center and get back in the hot tank. On the old Turbo 350. Missed you with every shot. The old Turbo 350s, I guess I really never done much to those. I just ran them as they were. Well, then again, I had plenty to choose from. My experiences with make sure you got a good tool to get those lip seals rolled down into place. That's the only thing I hated about the Turbo 350s. I rebuilt a few of them, and I always had trouble with the dang seal. I'd either cut it or it wouldn't install right, so then I'd have to tear the training out and tear it apart again. Yeah, you knew who I was talking about. I guess it depends on how hard you want to run it. I mean, even in my buddy's Cutlass that we ran, those were just junkyard pulled 350s. We put a shift kit in them and a good stall torque converter and we beat the ever daylights out of them. There we go. It's an F9 block with 289. Is this a good setup? And what's it off? Last number, okay. Busy, do I have you on Facebook or just private messages on YouTube? I think my big block book is at home. The head casting number, that sounds 049. Okay, yeah, user one that don't on Facebook, so trying to think where that was on this big block. I want to say it's up by the water pump. To really figure out what that 454 is out of, there's a VIN number. Ouch! Let me see where this one is. Oh, come back here. Don't fall on the floor. Oh, right above the timing cover. There should be a flat spot there, Busy Bee. Okay, the number in the rear is the casting number of the block. If you want to know what it came out of, right above the timing cover on this 454 that I got sitting here, there's a flat spot. And that'll have some numbers with letters. That'll be the one that I can use to decode what that motor is. And if you find that number, message me on YouTube. Because this block here is a... this one's a 36 1959 454. It's that one. Okay, yeah, there. Like I said, on this 454, there's a flat spot right up the top. There should be some numbers there, and that'll be the ones that'll actually tell us what this came out of. This block here came out of a 78 Chevy pickup. We do know that, but we're not sure if it was actually original to the truck. The date code matched the truck, but finding out later that this was an old race motor that somebody stuck in that truck. Oh, plumber, okay, yeah. What did I do yesterday? Oh, yesterday I fitted pistons and a crank and that. Was going to do that again on another block today, and I figured it was Sunday, so I sat around. Actually, the legs didn't really want me to do anything today, so I just sat back and took it easy. And the casting number, like I said, I'll look that up on my big block book. Yeah, that casting number in the back there, that just basically gives you your basic block configuration. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Oh, we're not doing too bad. Oh, hey, I wonder if Carl can join us. I'm going to bring you guys, I don't know if you guys remember Carl G. Hey, I was going to text him. Yeah. That's too funny. Just getting... Sorry. I can't talk and do things. Carl and his wife are still living in... Okay, it came with a Camaro to replace the 396 that was in it. The Camaro VIN and Caltex have us puzzled. It's a build that was not available in 72. Oh, really? Hmm. Hi, Carl Hedge. Oh, Norway. Hello. Thank you. Okay, he'll be home in 15, 20 minutes. All right. So Carl will be joining us. Anyway, Carl and his wife are still in a motel. Um, he says it's getting better. They thought they had a place to rent and he was going to be able to have a shop. Well, he's told me uh, that place fell through, and now he had to give his project truck away. Come on. He had to give his project truck away, and he is now putting his shop tools in a storage place because the trailer they bought and filled up with what they could salvage from the house fire is full, and he had nowhere to put the truck and that, and they are homeless yet. The landlord's not fixing the house; he's bulldozing the whole place out. So they had to move out, and so they're living in the motel. And I don't know if that meant he got one of them giving away his S10. If that means he also gave him right away his good 400 or what's all happened. But yeah, they are stuck in a motel yet. And I was hoping it was going to turn around for him, and it hasn't. Because they thought they were going to end up with a motorhome, but evidently that's fallen through now too. So, yeah. I'd like to figure out some way of helping him, because they wanted to come down this spring, and he wants to come work on the Camaro. But now I don't know what's going to happen. He was kind of like, well, maybe it's time to retire and give up. I'm like, oh man, come on. So yeah, it's not good. And then I see Carolina Jr. He went and picked up. Boy, he got himself a project. He picked up an old '68 Mustang yesterday. Oh, okay. Hey, well, I got another friend over there around the Norway area there, Carl. Uh, one of these days I want to get over to Norway. I'd like to meet this guy. Okay. Oh, he's trying to get the 454 running in the Camaro right now, Busy Bee. Oh no, never mind, never mind. Yeah, he's trying to get the motor running in the Mustang, ain't he? Duh. I am blonde at times. Yeah, that's gonna. Yeah, Mike is. Yeah, that's gonna be a learning curve for him. But if anybody can do it, I think he can. He's going to have a heck of a time with it, but he'll get her. And man, more and more I talk to him, more and more I see more of his dad in him. You got the 454 on the stand, okay? But that Camaro was supposed to be a 396 original. Okay. I got, if you wanted a 65 396, I got a 65 396 that came out of a Chevelle. That was a manual tranny. And the guy did not want his numbers matching motor back. I know the area where the car is, but I don't know who has it. But I got a 396 sitting here too. And Carl was interested in that, but I don't know what's going to happen with Carl. It's. I know I forgot they were renting, but evidently the landlord's taking the money and running them. kind of sad that guys do that, and so yeah, we have him from being able to do mechanic work to now he's just living in a motel, and they've been just going back to the house, cleaning out and salvaging what they can. So you never know what one day is going to bring from the next. So Busy Bee, which 327 you kind of are interested in? The one the wife's doing, or this other one, or just a 327 in general to have fun with? Yeah, I know. Look at how many millions of dollars back then they made when they sold cars for $3,250. Yeah, they were making money then, and now vehicles are what 70, 80,000 for a brand new one, and they still say they can't make any money. Jeez. Yeah. Ah, okay. Oh, I think we could get you. Yes, it's all greed. It was kind of interesting 2 days ago when we had our blackout here for 2.5 hours. Buddy and I was riding around, and I says, if we had one of those electrical pulses from the sun, he said, well, it won't even take one of those EMPs. He says, I guess the sun's been throwing off a electromagnetic field. They say if it happened in the 1800s, well, in the 1800s there wasn't much electricity or anything, so nobody really noticed it because night came, you were dark. They said if the sun repeats that and does that again now, they said it would take 7 to 10 years to get our electrical systems back up. Could you imagine the people in this world that would go nuts if they have no computers, no telephones, no games, no nothing? They actually had to go out and work for their food and that, and uh, yeah. And then 6 hours later, after we talk about it, it happens. It went black here for 2.5 hours. Oh, it was. I said, didn't we just talk about that? And he goes, yeah, we did. But it was ice. That's right. Generator. Yep. But like he said there, the people that. Oh, hey, Carl, how you doing? We'll be here for a little bit. I'm only 45 minutes into my first one. Yeah, Jerry, that would be not good for your. It's a lot of fear tactics too. Yes, and that's what I've kind of figured out with these snowstorms for us. They kept saying we're going to have this winter, and they didn't happen. They'd say there's a major snowstorm coming, and then the stores would sell out of everything, and then the storm never came. I started saying the weathermen around here were turning into the little boys that cried wolf. His wife kind of fell for it a couple of times, and then after the storms didn't happen, she's like, well, they say we got a storm coming. And I says, well, we didn't go buying any extra, and guess what? Storms never made it, so, yeah. 58 degrees? Woo! You beat me today, Carl. I think we got the 40s. Yeah. Only job in the world that you still get your same pay for being wrong or right. It doesn't make a difference. You still get to make your own pay. Get your own pay. Jerry, you keep that snow up there. We don't want it. The Chinese barges cross the ocean late. Yeah. It, I know everybody's kind of free. I'm just going to touch a little. Everybody's freaking out about the tariffs put on steel and aluminum. I think that's a good thing. Because now we're firing up our own steel factories again here in this country. Well, I've had plenty of it. 2 weekends in a row. Just get the farm dried out, ready to grade the driveway, and then it rains. No, I'm done. Uh, our own country's steel factories are firing back up. These places that are freaking out, give it time. They're going to be able to buy a better quality steel a lot cheaper than what they're bringing in from overseas. We've given up too much for too long. It's time we start getting back. That's about the end of that. So, oh yeah, oops. Yeah. I had a couple of thoughts go through my head, but they were accounted for. Oh, and I gave the son-in-law a bad time about the snowstorm the other day. Oh, you're getting a blizzard? Oh boy. Yeah, I know a guy that dealt with some stuff from China and over there. Some of that steel he got back, we don't know what the heck it was. You don't know what's in it. Uh, yeah, I know it's supposed to warm up, be nice, and then temperatures drop. I don't get what's going on with this weather. I sure don't remember weather being this messed up. Yeah, Jerry, it's crazy. I mean, uh, we're getting numbers of national debts and numbers of prices. It used to be if you had $1 million in the bank, you could live off that interest for the rest of your life and not touch the $1 million. And now people think they need 3, 4, 500 million. I see the Powerball winner went out, and it was in Pennsylvania. $457 or $467 million, one single ticket. Uh, so, hey, Mike, did you win the lotto out there? Yeah, when you're talking numbers like that, you just will say game over, wipe out everybody's debts everywhere. Say, all right, we're going to do this. Well, yeah, well, high price for scrap metal is good because then when you haul it in, you're making some more money. Uh, when you got that many number zeros, you just will say, okay, game over, you won. Let's start over. Wipe the slates clean, go back down to normal. And because right now we're overproducing cars faster. When you buy one car, you should actually get 10 for what you're paying for. Because that's how many are sitting off and we're overproducing. I've said that before. We've overproduced. We can't use them fast enough. Okay, Carl. Well, I'll be here. We haven't made our first hour yet. So, yeah, it's a crazy world. Yeah. And I just realized this week, too, for the first time in my life, it's the first time. Yeah. Yeah. Around here, we don't have any scrap hardly left around here. The prices got up a few years ago, and a lot of farm places got cleaned up. They're use now my one neighbor to the south. Something ever happens to him, that's going to be about the last place to scrap iron. That's within 20 miles of me. Everything else has been cleaned up and it's gone. Used to be able, you could drive around country. Your car broke down, you got in with your buddies, and you went out driving around checking out Farmers Groves. What can we pull out of the grove here? I don't know how many cars I pulled home like that. Chase the mice out of them, wash them out, and get them running and drive them for a year, and then turn around and sell them. Just those days are long gone for around here. There's just nothing left. And just like okay, Busy Bee's got me thinking. His 327. I got a nice 320. I either got one or two 327 steel cranks around here now. We could make a heck of a little buzz bomb out of that for him. Guy who used to race against up at Alta, Iowa. He used to come down from Sioux City, and he had a 327 in his car. God, that thing would scream. I'd like to know how many RPMs he was turning that thing, and he was always hard to beat. One night he made everybody leave the bathroom real quick. Everybody at the west end of the grandstand got a show. He lost it on the track, went up over the guardrail, and bounced off the concrete outhouse. I mean, basically the outhouse. Scared the crap out of the women. They didn't have their pants up. They took off running, and they come running out. Yeah, he took out the electrical to the track because he took off a guide wire to a pole, and that whipped up into the electrical wires, tripped the breakers, and bounced off the outhouse. And guys are running out the west end. The girls come running out the east end. And they didn't know what the heck happened. And all he did is cracked a couple of cement block joints. By all rights, he should have drove through that thing, but luckily he didn't. But yeah, everybody... just what you want to hear is metal crunching up to get against the place where you're going to the bathroom. That'd make you get off the pot real quick. My glasses are broke. A few months ago, my one pair found out there. I always wondered how they made them because I didn't have a frame. Well, they had fishing wire down, fishing line. It went up in here, and that hinge busted. So I had to go back to my old glasses, which are broke, and I haven't been able to get anywhere to have my. Well, I gotta have my eyes checked, and I know I need new glasses and new frames, but haven't had the money. So doing the old duct tape thing, which I got to put some new duct tape on again. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to get these motors built and sold, so I can get me some glasses. After going back to these glasses, I could see a lot better. Those pair I got from Walmart, they were worthless. Didn't like them from the day one. 20 minutes down the road, the arm fell off it. Brand new pair of glasses. Yep. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to get the motor stuff going and get back at it. But we got 5 builds going on right now. Actually 6, count the 454, which hopefully, like I said, I can get that done this week or next week and get that out of here. Then I scored 2 manual tranny flywheels that I can use I gotta get surfaced and that I'm going to use for the start stand for starting these motors. One of them's for the late model motors, the 1-piece rear seals. And the other one's for the old school 350 2-piece rear seals. Then I gotta get the longer bolt. Yeah. Glass frames. I think this set of glasses is like $300 here. And yeah. I can see. Don't bug me. So I guess until they break here or something, and then if they do, I'm going to really scream. Because without them, I can't see. I would be in trouble. Then I would be definitely having to figure out how to go get them. That's what I'm looking at my shoes, too. I think that might be my other problem is I think I'm going to have to finally go get some different shoes. I didn't realize I had these when the shoes start breaking down on me, I notice I start turning my foot and walking on them. And I just notice here that the outside edges of my shoes are wearing off. If my glasses cost me $1,200, I'd be sitting at home being legally blind. No way. No. That's a big negative there. No. Not happening. But oh yeah, I gotta get an oil filter adapter on that 454 too. Yep, it's getting warmer. I'll be able to open the door and we can break that 454 in, hopefully. Wonder what this week's is. Let's see. Speaking of that, I was starting with we're over half battery yet. Okay. Gotta watch it tonight because I started out short on battery. Woohoo! 50 degrees tomorrow. Yes! Snow and rain Tuesday and 38. Wednesday 49. Well, we do need some rain here to help pack the ground back down and wash these ruts out. But 54 in storms. Thursday 49 Friday. Oh, the following Tuesday 52 in thunderstorms. I guess I'll take that. It's starting to turn spring-like. Well, I hope so, because I think, if I look correctly... Oh, yeah, next week's the last end of the week. Holy... Well, thanks, Cab. Wow, Cab, thank you. I looked down at the wrong time. Thank you. Wow, thank you very much, buddy. That definitely will go towards the shoes. Definitely, thank you. I noticed a couple of nights ago when I had to go down to the kids, the shoes of the issues. I stepped down and my foot got wet. I'm like, yeah. Thank you, bud. Didn't even see you sneak in on me. Thank you. Oh. You got me off guard now. Made me forget what I was going to say. No, the weather's going to be decent here for a while, so. Oh, that's what I was saying. Hopefully March goes out like a lamb. I'm ready for some nice weather. I don't remember it coming in like a lion, but it's sure going out. Oh, and I don't know if Kurt's in here. Yeah, Kurt shared something with me. He's got wildlife cam. At 3 a.m., guess what he had walking around in his driveway at 3 a.m. in the morning? I said, that thing's been eating well. He had a big cougar come up to his house at 3 a.m. in the morning and got pictures of it. I'm like, whoa. And it wasn't a skinny one either. That thing's been eating well. And then I told the neighbor about that. Hey, Gary. Hey, Kurt. Yeah, I'm ready to go camp. I told the neighbor about the night that we got skunked out. Nope, it was a big old cougar. We got skunked out. I told the neighbor about that. He goes, well, that was probably a fox that attacked the skunk. I guess I got some foxes living in here. I haven't seen them yet, but that might be what my dog was all PO'd about, or a coyote. I guess we got some coyotes in the area. I guess the one old boy that's been hunting coyotes all these years slowed down. He said they ain't worth nothing, so he hasn't been shooting them. Thought of Paul Pooty Cat. Yeah. Wouldn't that been something? Can't sleep, decide to walk out to your garage and walk around and have a cat looking at you going, lunch. I don't know if I'd probably faint right there on the spot. That makes me wonder about here, too. Wish I told Mom Bear we got to get that our date figured out if we're going to do this for sure this summer, which why I'm hoping we're still planning on doing. Uh, if there's enough people staying here, that'd be great. People around here, the DNR has been trying to deny it. Oh, there's no cats around here. There's no cats around here. Then you got 20 people posting pictures of cats and coyotes and everything. Yeah. Somebody got a picture of their family dog being carried off by a coyote. Whoops. Yeah. It's crazy. They thought they'd go after the deer. Really? We're still overpopulated on deer, and they're going after the horses, the cattle, and calves. One of the farmers, 15 miles away, he was watching Mama Cow was getting ready to have calf, and he just ran the town for 15 minutes. She had the calf, and something carried the calf off in that 15 minutes he was gone. Never did find it. So, yeah, we got some crazy wildlife in the area. And that was, well, a year ago when the kids and I were out here taking tires off the car that I junked, and we heard that one. So, yeah, it's interesting. Hey, 1010. That, that's kind of crazy that they're getting around the campgrounds. Uh, but they'll go anywhere they can. And then I seen one where somebody was complaining that people didn't chase the bird away. A hawk was eating another bird, and they're like, "Oh, you should have done something." And they said, "Well, the poor pigeon was already injured. It was just going to crawl off and die anyway. It's just a circle of life." Unfortunately, we're food. Everything's a food for something else, and you just gotta be smart enough to not become food. uh, Boy, Cap, thanks again. That'd be nice. Go. My shoes I've been buying that have been working. I've been using the Skechers. They're the ones that hold up the best. I tried it off brand. I got 2 months out of them and they broke. The Skechers I can get about a year and a half out of. Usually that's what we do at Christmas when I go with my sisters, but we haven't made it my sisters yet this year. So we're gonna probably have Christmas in June this year. So yeah, we. Oh, Squirrel's doing good in driver's ed. She's getting good scores, so if Squirrel keeps it up, when she gets done, she'll be able to go get her license, which Mom's like, yes. Yeah, running Squirrel around, that's kind of been cutting in the mom and dad time. I mean, I've been having to go pick up Squirrel from work the last couple of nights, and I was kind of in a groove last night going. I think that's where I get in trouble too. I get in a groove and I get going and I overdo things and don't realize it, and then it catches up to me. Some days I just don't know when to slow down. But if I slow down, nothing gets done. Vicious cycle, but we got to do it. Excuse me. Sorry. That's the other thing I've been too. I've been almost like I don't know, wouldn't say a heartburn, but sure been gassy and belchy today. Earlier, just had a bunch of pressure I couldn't get rid of, and I finally broke down and drank a pop, and I sipped on it. It lasted most of the day. I had about a half bottle left. Yes, Gary. I had a half bottle of pop left. I finally slammed it, and boy, before I started the live stream, I finally got some relief. Yeah, the big block is sitting right here, Gary. Show you. Oops, almost lost you. It's sitting right there. He got me the I I didn't I didn't eat any cabbage, but what did I eat? Oh, Mama Bear fed me baked beans, beanie weenies. Had hot dogs in them the other night. Oh, ouch! Wow, it is still light out. Holy moly! Here, oh, bring this closer. Got my extra chair unburied today. Hopefully, there's the push rods for the valve train. As the valve plate, the guide plates that are on this big block are the big 3/8. So we had to go to those, and because his stock ones wouldn't work, and then he scored some PSP 17 rockers for it, a whole set of them. They're brand new, and I asked him, I said, where'd you find these? He said, I found them on his favorite place, old Fleabag. So, I just used my white lithium grease, which is, that engine assembly lube. Right there. Jerry, this is what I use. Yep, I checked the push rod lengths. And the stock rock arms he had would have worked. But they were just too small. They were just the little 5/16 ones. So they would have bounced around in there too much. But, so yeah, he wanted, and then his rocker arms, when I got looking at those closer, they were wore out. The factory ball down in there was ate into them and that, so he broke down and bought some, so I guess we'll see how they do. I mean, the bearing, they feel good. Spins good, so there's no play. So, we got those to put on. Which I gotta bring myself back up to date where I was. I gotta double check the head torque. And once I know I did get those torqued correctly, then I can finally start putting the valve train together. And all the cleaning up I done in here, I swore up and down I had a 400 flywheel that would have worked good enough to start this thing with. Think I could find it. And we've moved everything around in here. It's my buddy that helped me move this stuff. He goes, how do you keep this stuff in order? I said, I just do. And that was one question Doc asked me too. He says, well, you say you build motors and you say your short-term memories ain't like it was. He says, how are you doing with motors? I said, motors? That's no problem. I said, I've been doing that for 30 years. I can tell you where all that stuff goes. He's like, all right. He's, when that starts going away from me, then we're going to worry. I'm like, okay. So, yep. Yep. I've used this ever since I went to using this Lubriprate number 105. Have decreased the problems. Okay, Mike, be careful getting home. So, yeah, and a couple of years ago when I was using that other shop, we had some issues with getting push rods to fit the motors, and it shouldn't have been that much of a problem, but it was. Yep. I got into an argument with a guy years ago over a motor when he seen me use that, and I says, this stuff melts right in and it don't do nothing. And, a lot of those, I was going, those, STP things and, these Lucas motor oils and that, they always claim there's no oil ever left on your bearings when the motor shuts down. And all the motors have tore down over the years. I don't care if it's even set outside and rusted. You pull the rod caps off, guess what's in there? There's still oil there. Now, today's motors, who knows, they might actually all drain out, but you think back all those salesmen saying, oh, your motor, prevent dry startups, use our brand. I don't know how many motors have tore down. I mean, yeah, they still had the oil in there, but that was their claim to fame. But some of that stuff, I want to say it's the... Oh, they used to have a small block Chevy that they went around all the stores and that and ran it, and they'd show dumping the oil, and 45 minutes, an hour later, there's still no oil in the crankcase, and it's still running because they use this stuff. And, which was, for the most part, true. And I got talking to somebody, they said, yeah, they set that motor up with a mechanical lifter cam because they couldn't do it with a hydraulic cam because the hydraulic cam needed the hydraulic pressure to keep the valve train set. So they went to a mechanical lifter, and there was a few tweaks here and there to make sure it worked, but yeah, just like selling witch oil. Just, yeah. So, nope. Oh, that's what I was saying earlier. We do have the brake lines coming for the Ford. The kids' Ford. They are ordered. And I got the shocks coming for my truck. It's getting a little hairy. The gravel roads are getting washboards, so now you hit the washboards with the truck the way it is right now. That thing really dances around because the passenger side rear shock is completely out of the vehicle right now. So those hopefully will be here, I'm guessing Tuesday, Wednesday. About time for the rain to be here, so. And then, yep, we're still getting things lined up for the North Carolina trip. It's a little closer to happening, so that'll be great. I'm looking forward to being able to do my own stuff in-house and no more of this. If it wasn't for the fact the fees that these machine shops are hiding from you, and I'm like, what the one place is, whatever your bill is, 10% of the bill, they're charging you environmental fees. Who gets that money? Do they ever pay it out? Or is that just another one of those fees that they can charge for and they keep it in their pocket? So, yeah, I had took some stuff up to one place, and I'm like, okay, and then I got told it was done. I went to pay for it, and it was $350 more than what I was told. I was like, what the heck? He adjusted the bill real quick for me. But that's not the point. I said, that's not what I was told. I mean, now who's messages? My daughter. Oh, come on. Can't type on my phone. Yeah, I got the stuff to get out there. No, we have not found any shields for that, Gary. Even went to Ford. Ford don't even make them. We can't. So looks like it's going to be running without them. We we hit the junkyard and thought we had a couple. Got tore down to them and nothing left to them. Looked good on the top side and nothing left on the bottom. So I can't I don't understand that. You can find them for all the rear ends, but nothing for the front end. So that's right, Jason. That's how I feel. I mean, you actually found some at Ford? The two dealers I talked to told me they ain't even made it, making them for that 2000. Huh. Maybe I should have you check to see if you can get them. The dealers down here said Ford's not even making replacements for that. So, and then again, and that is now an 18-year-old truck, so maybe they did stop. I don't know. Yeah, I've shot myself in the foot a couple of times. I mean, like that little Ford Ranger. Oh, speaking of that, the Ford Ranger motor is being machined right now. I wonder how much difference between a 2002 and a 2000 would be. Probably not much. Probably the same dang thing. Anyway, the 4.0 for the Ranger. I kind of find out why the machine shop wasn't too interested in doing it because they didn't have the jig to hold the block in the boring bar. They do now. So it's finally being machined, and Tuesday, Wednesday, that's going to be coming home. So I'm up to 7 motors I'm working on. I'll be up to 7 motors that I'll be working on right now. Uh, as I said at the start of the show, too, I got a kid that's pulling a transmission out of a 99 F-150 Ford. Another Ford. But I almost told him, if you're going to do what you're talking about, don't even pull it out and bring it to me. He, not too long ago, put a new filter and fluid in it, hoping to fix the tranny. And he made the comment to it. He said, well, I said, well, you just need a big catch pan. You take the pan, let it catch. Well, I want to save that fluid. I want to put it back in the new tranny. I said, oh, blank no. He's like, well, that stuff was expensive. I said, well, it's contaminated now. It's full of metal filings and dirt and probably paper fibers. I said, there's no way in heck you can use that fluid again. So I said, if you're going to put the fluid back in it, don't even bother bringing me the transmission. So I think I finally got through to him that I said, you're going to have to replace it all. And he's going to have to run what I use is what they call cooler clean. I spray a can of that through the lines both ways, and then I take an air compressor and blow it out. All the transmissions I've done that with are still working. I think that's the biggest failure rate. Why a lot of guys with putting in junkyard transmissions and they're like, oh, they didn't last. Did you clean out your coolers? And the one place I install transmissions for, now they actually tell you have to. Because I told them I was always replacing the tranny cooler and the radiator. Oh, you don't need to do that. Just run this cooler clean through. Well, now they've updated their policy. In order to have the warranty to be good, they want a new radiator in the vehicle. Not a repair like I did. They want a brand new radiator in it. So, yeah, that would be great on a, yeah. If I'm going to go through the work of rebuilding the transmission and you're going to do that to it, yeah, I ain't even wasting my time. No. So, yeah. But that's what I mean. I got to get these Fords out of here. They're starting to migrate. That's another Ford that could have ended up here, but he found a place to pull the tranny out now. So I got to get these Fords out of here to keep one in the... yeah. And I've drove the Fords. I've drove the Chryslers. I've even had a couple of foreign jobs when I was younger. They all break down. They all cost us money. And but the Ford owners I've been dealing with now are starting to understand. They, at one time Ford wasn't too bad on their parts, but now their prices on parts And I don't care where you go through. They're crazy. They are crazy. So yeah, the Ranger will be coming back in. Downers Bonneville, if it stays dry enough next week, we'll come out and get the struts and the brake job done on that. Yeah, fenced in area for the Fords. Well, let's see. There is a ditch. Maybe somebody will go by. Oh, they're in the ditch. That's free. So, uh, uh, yep. That old what was that? A 78, 79 Ford F-150 out there. That's got an inline six in it. It runs pretty good. Which reminds me, I got to get an oxygen gauge for the torch tomorrow so I can work on that. Ford's bringing down the property value. Well, my neighbor said he bought one of those aluminum Fords. He says that's the last Ford he's going to buy. If he replaces his truck again, he don't know what he's going to go to. I think he's going to go back to GM. He had something on the road and it dang near come through the door and got him. It screwed up his in the body shop. I mean, that was a brand new aluminum truck at the time. Yeah, oh yeah, those old, God, those motors last. His Ford was brand new at the time. The body shop that painted it did not get the silver to match. It's way off. I got a feeling that door is full of Bondo because the guy that fixed it didn't have anything to do the work on the aluminum panels. So yeah. I know the brother of that guy replaced his old Chevy Lumina. He found a Ford Ranger cheap. Thing only had like 32,000 miles on it, so he paid like $900 for it. I'm like, dang, that was cheap. Yeah, I would take an old 68 to 69 Mustang. Even though they're rusted out, and Mike's got a good one that he's working on now. Going to be working on. The parts are available for them. And if you do it right, it ain't that big of a job. Now it's like me, I got my wire welder, but I guarantee you, if I had a 68 to 69 Mustang, I probably won't have a Ford motor in it. I got a nice aluminum Vet. What was it? 90. I want to get it wrong. I want to say it's a 99 Vet motor. It was a 350. It was the first gen aluminum block in there. The block needs a couple of spots TIG welded up on it. And it's a good block again. Well, I scored a set of Pontiac G6 heads that have the LS5 valve train springs on them. So they're supposed to be good for a 550 lift or 500 or 600 lift. I can't remember. Things look like brand new, so that G6 didn't have any time on it. So I've basically got everything to build an all aluminum LS motor now. I raced an old Mustang that had a little 289 in it against my 377. I tell you, those little 289s run. He didn't pull me, I didn't pull him. We stayed dead even. That was a hell of a run. Yeah. I look back where we did that. That was the most stupid thing I ever did in my life, but we lucked out. It worked out for a good thing, but yeah, that little 289 gave my 377 a run for its money. And I'm pretty sure that little 289 had been definitely reworked. So, yeah. Yeah, working at the junkyard, you found a whole bunch of some of the oddball stuff that we had go through that junkyard. And if I known the old boy was going to sell out there at the end, I would have went up there and tried to get my hands on it. There was a old Hemi sitting up there. And people that bought the yard didn't go through. They just took the excavators in and smashed everything, and they got fined big time by the DNR because they didn't take the batteries, gasoline, oil, antifreeze, anything out of the cars. They just flattened them, threw them in a semi trailer, and hauled them off. Yeah, that cost them a few $1,000s because where they smashed the cars, and which they said, well, what difference does it make? We're going to be digging this all up anyway for a gravel pit because they turned my old junkyard into a gravel pit. Yeah, it is now a partial little lake. Yeah, I wouldn't go swimming in that water or drink that water because that been a junkyard so long that the water, you could taste the metal in the water when you tried drinking out there. So you didn't drink any of the water there. Oh, come on. Knock it off. So, yeah. Lots of. Well, if I had a penny for every bolt I turn or undone, that'd be a good pay. And then I also, too, would have got the guy's old boom truck. That old boom truck was a heck of a fun thing to use. Uh, I would like to have that here because that thing had idle. It had such a winch on there at idle. That thing had lift a full size truck. Yeah, one way to get your iron. Ooh, you didn't feel good after that. I always wanted to go in there after the place was gone and ask them because there was an old wise tale. They were supposed to be in a Corvette that they had to hide, so they dug a hole and put it in with the anticipation of digging back up. And we heard rumors where it was supposed to be, and there was a spot out behind the shop where there was a. You could tell the earth had been moved, but nobody's ever talked about digging up a Corvette up there yet. So, and where the shop in that area was, at the gravel pit. So if they would have found it, but then again, with the equipment they used, if they would have found it, they would have never known about it. They would have just. But yeah, it was supposed to have been like a '66 or '67 Corvette buried out there because they had to hide it. Something happened. Don't know if that wise tale ever got proven or not. Yeah, that was the little town of Juniata. The railroad started it. They got. Oh, we seen the plans. I think town was supposed to have like 40 houses, a general store, and all that. The old boy had the what the town was supposed to turn into. They had the elevator built, and that was kind of successful for many years. But out of the 40 houses that were supposed to be built, and I think the school did get built, and about 10 of the houses got built, but town never took off. It was kind of neat to see the old layout on how that was all supposed to be, and that it was cool. But then to know the town would have been built on a big gravel vein, that was. So yeah, the town. It was interesting. I think what we used at the shop was the general store. Because the little post office was still there. It even had a post office. The post office would fit right in this corner of my shop. It was a building about 12 foot wide and 20 foot long was the post office. Then later it was the grocery store, and then became the warehouse for the junkyard. Knowing all the specialty parts that GM put out over the years, I would love to go back in time and just fill up a semi trailer with all the brackets and pulleys and everything that came off those motors. Be handy right now. Oh, they went by. You smelled something passing the Ford dealership. Uh oh. Uh oh. So Oh yeah, I wonder if Carl's made it back yet. I don't know how far they are from the laundromat. Hopefully not too far. Yeah, I've got some 400 builds coming up. The 283, the 327s, the 350s. And I'm trying to find a large journal 283 crank so I can build the 302 Chevy again. I'd like to actually run one just to see what it feels like once. I mean, all my other ones I had, I never got to drive them. I'd like to build one and have fun with it. Thought it was a sewer plant. Uh-oh. The Cadillac converters are plugged up already? Oh, and that's something else with the kids' truck. But when I started at the charged battery, he goes, I smell rotten eggs. Oh, the little 262s? Yeah. Those were, the 267s were used in some of the 81 Monte Carlos when they were trying to shrink the motors and get better gas mileage. It's the first time I had a experience with a 267. Swampantano I thought it was a 305 until I tore it down, and I'm like, what the hell bore is this? I mean, pop can's almost bigger than the piston. What the heck's going on here? Now that's when I found out it was those 267s. Brother-in-law had one of those Caprice station wagons. It was the two-tone dark blue station wagon with the 5.7 diesel in that thing. That car was the best. That diesel was built right. That one was. He got 280,000 miles on it and traded it off, and he still got $1,500 for that car. I'm like, dude. I thought about getting it from him because, hey, that thing went forever on fuel, and it had some get up and go. And I had an Olds Cutlass Supreme that had a 5.7 in it, and that thing was the most costly thing I ever owned. And then I had a diesel pickup that had the 6.5 in it. That was the final straw for me that turned me off on diesel motors. Had the truck for about a month. Tried selling it. It was starting to give me fits. Wife and kid. I drove it to the junkyard. Stuff's been sitting there for a week and now it just fell on the floor. Did it break it? Nope, didn't break it. Good. Gremlins are moving my stuff around again. I'm like, heard something moving by the time I realized what it was. Whoops, too late. Oh yeah, and I got to stop in and talk to the plastic place about seeing about a. Sorry, Jerry. Talk to the plastic place about seeing about getting those. See if they got any plastic barrels or something that I can make a dunk tank for that rust remover. I got a few more things to run through that. Hey, Roadside, how you doing there, Dan? Yep, we've been hanging out, kicking back. Yeah, I gotta write some numbers now. It's interesting. Not doing too bad. Been kind of kicking back, having fun tonight. Hey, 265, how you doing? They still got their Christmas lights on? Oh, boy. Yeah, we're just kind of having fun here. Yeah, like I said, I got to keep an eye on the battery tonight. Wow. How you been, 265? We've been been just trying to keep busy, getting stuff done, reorganizing the shop, and got some welding projects. Pretty good. That's good. Got some welding projects. I'm waiting for the weather to dry up again. And so far, every time it gets dried up, it rains. Neighbor, I think, was thinking about bringing his tractor up and grading my driveway for me so we get rid of the ruts, but it rained. I think this week's going to be work on the 454 and the 6-inch motor and wrap up a couple of these things. Get them out of here. Oh, yeah, I need to get going on the rest of stuff because that's right. The guy that's got the 454's got some other stuff in there that we want to clean up and see if we can save too. Okay, what's that, Jerry? There's Chevy. What's your question you got? Now, Jerry, you keep that snow up there. Let it rain. I'll put up with the rain because that's going to stiffen up the ground and help take what's left of the frost out. So, you just send the snow to the Carolina or down south to Carolina, man. He can deal with that. He'll have fun with that. Yeah, I have done that. If you don't have the lifters that was on that used cam, yes, you can go ahead and put new lifters on top of it. I've done that many times. Yeah, there's just no problem with that. Actually, I know everybody says, "Oh, don't mix up your lifters." I have had camshafts where the lifters have got knocked over and spilt. I've just cleaned them up, put them back in, and I didn't ever have any problem. Here's a piece of wood. So, but yeah, if you got an old used cam, put new lifters on it, you should be fine. Yeah. What kind of motor are you doing with it there, Chevy? As long as you put the cam lube or a good stiff lube on it, so it gets it, so they spin like they're supposed to, you'll be fine. And if the cam head hasn't had much use, it'll be fine. Well, even if it's had much use, I mean, I've done it both ways. Either I've had pure good luck or just was a lucky guy. And if it's a daily driver, or even I don't know what you're doing with the cam, but you should be just fine. Here's going to be fun. Got those things to put in. I tried this little pair of needle nose. I think I'm about ready to take a pair of needle nose, hold them together, and take a drill bit and drill through there and make a groove. Because when I did that last set, they went flying across the shop. And or they snapped my fingers, and I tell you that gets your attention when that rattles your fingers. I'm ready to hear some motors come to life around here, that's for sure. I agree with you there, Jerry. I would be nice to be sitting here doing the live stream with the door open. I've got a big screen that I can put across that, so when I get where I'm running motors, I can actually do it at night too and keep the bugs out. I'm hopefully going to see how we can come about this week. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to show you guys too. I gotta get it over here so I remember where it's at anyhow, so. I don't know how many of you like these new government regulated gas cans. I hate mine. I used my first one with those special nozzles on it. Boy, I hate it. Hey. Let's see. Woo, yeah. Okay. Yeah, come here. Come on in the box. There you go. There's the long water pump. So we don't have the problem with this part here hitting his aftermarket timing cover. So I see it's even got the multiple fan. Yep. L65 Chevy. We got the 6-inch there. That's going together. Then behind that's the YS327. There's my late model one-piece rear seal that I'm building up. Got a set of, which I did not, I've said before, I did not know in 96, 95, 96 they had a 305 Vortec. I've got a set of heads off that. I'm either going to do them here, hopefully, after the North Carolina trip, or otherwise I'm going to break down and have the machine shop do them. So I'm going to put 305 Vortec heads on there because the pistons I'm using. Hey, Matt, welcome back. The pistons I'm using that with a 76cc head would be 8-to-1, which would be just right to put a blower on it. Well, I don't have a blower, and I'm not going to go buy a blower, so I'm going to put the 305 heads on it, which will take it about 9.5 or 10-to-1 with the pistons I'm using. And I've got a roller cam that came out of a cop car motor, so I'm going to have a little fun with that motor. But yeah, the 327, I'm thinking next Sunday I can get the wife started on that, I hope. You got a little bit of everything too, yeah. I've got the 4-bolt mains and 2-bolt mains. I even got a couple of 400 4-bolt mains. I just need to get those tools home from North Carolina, then find a boring bar. And a lot of the stuff I won't ever have to leave the building for again. Kind of figuring out the only thing I'd have to leave the buildings for then is either to deck them, have them line honed. That's about the only thing that would have to leave to get done. And for the guts anymore, the prices on this aftermarket stuff has come down. Have an old stock crank turn is $180. Buy a brand new aftermarket crank, $195. Brand new aftermarket has warranty. The old crank turn, it's yours. So that's where I'm figuring out I'm going to help control the cost. I could get a cost across the board that would stick, and I'd know what you would know. And the 327, that was power honed to 30 over. The machinist figured out. But she got the cylinder straightened out. In this late model one piece, the aftermarket pistons were so bad that the cylinders were bored 4,000 smaller than what they should have been to fit the pistons they put in it. So the pistons I bought, he honed it, and it looks like it's a fresh bore now. The ring, the wear at the top of the cylinder, gone. So he says, yeah, that's great. So yeah, I lucked out on that block. So those two builds I got by without having to bore them. So so that helps. And I got one set of standard 350 pistons, and I got to dig that block out and hit it with the hone. That was a low mileage 350, very, very low mileage. Somebody changed the oil in it, forgot to put the oil in it, and it was idling, and they said it just shut off. No squeaks, no nothing. But came out of a 72 3 grain truck. And the Babbitt just stuck the bearings. I mean, it didn't even turn the crank colors. I mean, Babbitt got hot and it was at idle. It just stopped it. So that didn't even get hot. So I'm going to hopefully hone that one out, and then I can put those standard 350s in that and use them up. It's hard to find a good standard 350. What I miss? I'm very close. I'm short on heads. Well, I've got enough heads. I gotta get that equipment home from Carolina. Then I can redo my own heads. And there's some heads I got here. Well, they need to be cut out the 202 16s to fix them and be practical about it. But for what the machine shop charges to do that, it's not practical. I mean, there again, then you're looking at, you'd be better off to buy a set of aftermarket heads. So, trying to get it to where I can come up with a consistent price. And yes, I know. Because I'm kind of waiting on a few more parts to get here. Hey Brian, how you doing? And we got a little battery, so we got about another 20 minutes. I probably can go yet. I'll just keep an eye. Well, I got the warning turned on this tablet now, so don't know. So how you been, Brian? Oh, I see you said that. Good. Yep. I've been starting these about 6 o'clock on Sunday nights. And one of these days I'm going to have it to where I got something that I can keep going. Because I know I thought about doing part of Mama Bear's build live. Which I don't know how that would go with Mama Bear being live here. That could prove interesting. Maybe you better get everybody switched over to her account and do it on her account. So if she gets suspended, I'll be okay. 5 today. Well, 5 for you. Yeah, I know it's been interesting. Yeah, we were talking about that the other night. She goes, the stuff I'm probably going to say, there's not going to be dirty, but it's going to be how people are thinking at the time. I said, yeah, I know. And okay, Jerry. Yeah, Jason, I think it could. Buying a Chevelle now, huh? Okay, Carl. Yeah, what year of Chevelle you going for? If you go for a 65, I know where there's a 396 sitting that'd fit, and they're pretty nice. Oh, a 67. Hey, that's good. That's good. Well, I hope you guys can make it here this year yet. I know everything that's going on with you, Carl. Don't. We'll get it figured out. I know, Jason. I want to get Mama Bear on a live stream. Needed a change, yeah. Oh, that's one way of looking at it. Neighbors told me, he says there seems to be a lot of strange cars out in the neck of the woods lately. And so I kind of look out the storm door every once in a while to see if the one that he described is driving by. Uh, that's going to be the problem with steel prices and that. If they go up, scrap iron's going to go up and all the leaves are going to be out. Only a week? Okay, cool, Carl. Yeah, wife's got to get ours done for too. I've got a pretty good watch system going on, and I've got stuff set up out here. It just people wonder. Yep. Now that's kind of where I'm kind of getting to. And when I used to do woodworking out here, that'd be nice. I call the wife, hey, I got stuff to get done, so I just stay out here and curl up in the rock. I had an old couch in here at that time, and might go back to doing that again, sleeping out here once in a while. For me, it don't bug me. I'm in Iowa. Yep, I missed that question. Yep, I'm over here in Iowa, on the west side of Iowa, out in the middle of a cornfield or bean field. Depends on what they plant that year. Nobody does any alfalfa or oats or wheat around here anymore because the bank that the bank that claims to be the number one agriculture bank has pretty much chased all the livestock farmers away. We don't have any anymore. Yeah. And I guess that's kind of part of for the shop reorganization is because now, if anybody been paying attention, it's all been changed. So they don't know where anything's at. So, and I don't. I know I've caught a couple of people out here, and they're wondering how I got here so fast. I mean, it don't take long for me to get here. And the one person we thought it was a neighbor, and that's right, Carl. There's yes. One night, somebody was snooping around out here. We about caught them on the place, but I know they're trying to figure out where we came from and how we got here so fast. Uh, just happened to be at the right place, right time, and took care of that one. Yeah, that's going to get broke in, so we'll get to hear what that one sounds like. And I'm already working on gathering the stuff to do another one. But that one I'm going to build for myself, where I can put more compression to it and see what the difference is. Uh, Mine, I want to put some good heads on that and raise the compression about 10 to 1, 11 to 1 on that one. So then we'll run that one. I need to get my two Monte Carlos and the Camaro done. So we got enough places to put these motors to go over to the drag strip that's opened up here an hour west of here and run them at the track and have fun. I kind of miss doing that stuff. The kids are grown. It's time to have fun before I can't. uh, that's what I want to show off to. I know a lot of people ain't going to have the valve grinding equipment, everything I do. Just saying. Oh, still doing the live show. Mm-hmm. So I'm about out of battery, so I can give you a call when it's done. Ooh, yeah, I am getting down on. Okay. All right, I'll finish up. Bye. Oh, well, this is. Oh, okay. USB devices, right? Yep. Now, Mama Bear sneak in. No, I don't think Mama Bear. I'm gonna. Joe's out of shop. There are a couple of Vortex I want to build too. I got them sitting over there. Um, but yep. Well, darn it all! I knew that was going to happen tonight. We're down to 15% left on battery, so I guess we're going to have to. Hope I did. Yeah, the guy that I was telling you about with the Ford Track, the tranny problem, he just messaged me. He goes, "Blank, this thing's huge." Yeah, you think? But oh shoot, let's see what have I. Mama, did Mama Bear sneak in and I missed her? Oh no. But all right, guys. Yep, my tablet's dying. It's not. I gotta keep touching the screen to see the messages. So yes, the Vortex heads do work good, and I got a few sets of those I want to do up. The only problem is it takes that. And go to the track. Hey, there you go, Carl. Ah, the only problem with the Vortex heads is you got to have that $250 intake to bolt on so you can run a carburetor. Okay, Brian. All right, Carl. And everybody, thanks everybody for coming by. My problem was tonight I Skyped before and I charged this thing and I guess it didn't get a full charge to it. So stay tuned. We got a bunch of builds coming up, and like I said, maybe next weekend will be the start of Mama Bear videos starting to show up, and or maybe it might be a little bit of a live stream with her working on the motor. So you're welcome, Joseph, and catch you later, Carl. So everybody, take care. Have a great week. Stay safe, and watch the weather. And hey, Larry. Well, thanks for lurking there. You gotta have somebody hiding in the back there. All right, guys. So, all right. Thanks, Joseph. See you later, Jason. Y'all take care. Have a good one.